Lesson 288. Is God still relevant in a broken world? The world feels like it's falling apart. Economies are crashing. Relationships are crumbling. Hope feels thin. And in the middle of it all, there's a haunting question echoing inside many hearts. Is God still relevant? If you've ever found yourself whispering that question, wondering if faith still matters when the world seems so broken, you're not alone. Let's have an honest talk today. Let's go there, together. Life today feels like a battlefield. Some days it's a war just to get out of bed, isn't it? Maybe you scroll through your phone in the morning, and before you've even had your first sip of coffee, you're greeted with another tragedy, another conflict, another scandal, another heartbreak. It feels overwhelming. It feels confusing. It feels hopeless. And then there's this quiet thought, almost too scary to say out loud. If God is real, if He's good, then why is the world still so broken? Maybe you grew up believing in God, but lately, you're wondering if it even makes sense anymore. Or maybe you never really believed, but all the chaos around you makes you wonder if maybe you've missed something. Maybe there's more. Today, I want to invite you into a raw, honest conversation. No judgment, no cliche, just real talk. Because the truth is, God is not just relevant in a broken world. He is the only thing that makes sense in it. And if you'll stay with me for the next few minutes, I believe you'll walk away with a new kind of hope, not a fake, shallow optimism, but a real, deep, unshakable hope. Let's be honest. It's tempting to think that if God were real and active, life would be easy. We wouldn't have pandemics. We wouldn't have divorce courts. We wouldn't have depression, anxiety, loneliness. But what if God never promised an unbroken world? What if He promised His presence in a broken world? What if people are just missing the most important point? Jesus said in John 16:33, "In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world." Jesus didn't sugarcoat it. He didn't say, "Follow me and life will be perfect." He said, "Life will hurt, but I will be with you. I will help you overcome." And when you look through the Bible, it's filled with people asking the same question we're asking today. David, the giant slayer and king, wrote in Psalm 13, "How long, O Lord, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me?" Psalm 13, 1. David, a man after God's own heart, wrestled with feeling abandoned in a broken world. And then there's Habakkuk, a prophet whose entire book begins with a complaint to God. "How long, Lord, must I call for help, but you do not listen? Or cry out to you, violence, but you do not save?" Habakkuk 1, 2. Sounds familiar? Habakkuk lived in a time of political corruption, moral decay, and economic collapse. He could have easily been writing about today. But here's the powerful thing. God didn't silence their questions. He met them in their questions. He invited them into deeper trust. The Bible teaches that when humanity chose to walk away from God, to live life on our own terms, brokenness entered the world. Pain wasn't part of God's original design. Suffering wasn't the plan. Sin broke everything. But God didn't stay distant. He didn't leave us drowning in the consequences of our choices. He stepped into the brokenness. He came as Jesus, not as a distant king, but as a suffering servant. He knows what it's like to be betrayed. He knows what it's like to be misunderstood. He knows what it's like to feel pain. Hebrews 4:15 says, "For we do not have a high priest who is unable to empathize with our weaknesses, but we have one who has been tempted in every way, just as we are, yet he did not sin." When the world breaks our hearts, Jesus doesn't say, "Suck it up." He says, "I see you. I feel it too. I'm here with you." Right now, we live in a world that tells you to look inside yourself for answers, to hustle harder, to build your brand, to chase your dreams. But how's that working out? The truth is, the more we try to fix ourselves without God, the more exhausted and disillusioned we become. We weren't designed to carry the weight of the world on our own shoulders. We need hope that isn't based on circumstances. We need peace that doesn't depend on everything going right. We need love that isn't conditional. And only God offers that. A hope that anchors you when the storms come. A peace that guards your heart when anxiety attacks. A love that won't walk away when you're at your lowest. That's why God is not just relevant, He's essential. In a world that's falling apart, He is the only foundation that doesn't crack. I'll be real with you. I've had nights where I stared at the ceiling, questioning everything, praying, crying, wondering if God was even listening. But every time, somehow, He showed up. Not always in dramatic ways. Sometimes just a quiet peace that didn't make sense. Sometimes a friend reaching out at just the right moment. Sometimes a verse that felt like it was written just for me. He hasn't taken away all the pain, but He's never let me face it alone. So maybe today, you're feeling overwhelmed. Maybe you're angry. Maybe you're numb. But deep down, there's still a flicker of hope. A whisper that says, maybe there's more. I want to tell you, there is more. There is a God who sees you, knows you, and hasn't given up on you, even if you've given up on Him. The brokenness around us isn't proof that God isn't real. It's proof that we desperately need Him. And He's inviting you, right here, right now, to stop trying to fix everything alone. To lay down the heavy burden. To let Him carry you. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to have your life together. You just have to be willing to say, God, if you're real, I need you. Please meet me here. He will. Jeremiah 29:13 says, you will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. He's closer than you think. He's more real than you realize. And He's ready to heal what feels too broken to fix. So, is God still relevant? Yes, He's the only hope in a hopeless world. If you felt something today, share this with someone who needs hope. You're not alone.